there! Welcome to Jen's Jungle. My name is Jen and this is my jungle. This is also my very first plant video. So let me start by telling you that my plant journey started about 15 months ago, back in September 2019, right before my birthday. And it's December 15th today, 2020. So I thought to share with you some tips of what I've learned through the 15 months, just a few tips. I've got my little notes here so I don't forget anything because sometimes I can be forgetful. So tip number one, when looking at a plant and seeing it at the store and you think you want it, I would suggest doing a little bit of research, just a quick pop on Pinterest or YouTube. Those two were my best friends in the very beginning. I was constantly on them. Just see what kind of requirements as far as lighting, just to make sure that your house is going to be a good fit for your new plant that you want to bring in. An example is the croton plant. I really wanted that plant to work in my house. It reminded me a lot of my childhood in the Philippines. So it was a nostalgic plant for me. I just wanted that plant to work so badly in my house, but my house doesn't have a good environment for it. It's not too humid, especially in the wintertime. And lighting it's not bad, but I've got lots of windows, but there's things blocking the window. So unfortunately, I had to give up on that plant, which was really sad because I think they're very pretty. The foliage, the colors. So just do your quick little research and make sure that you have good sufficient lighting for your plant that you want to bring home. And the second thing is, so you brought your plant home and you're thinking about repotting it or eventually repotting it down the road. Before I got into the plant obsession, I just thought, get a bag of soil, plop it in the plant or plop it in the pot, stick some soil in there and you're good to go. Well, I learned I've killed a lot of plants actually because of the medium I was putting it in. I was putting it in straight potting soil, which I learned that, you think soil, plants live in the ground, just soil. Well, that's how my plants got rotted. That's how they died. So I learned that making a really airy, gritty, chunky soil mix is best. And you don't have to put your plants just in soil. So that was an eye-opener for me. And I feel like the soil made a huge difference as far as being a successful plant parent. So definitely, depending on what plant you have, like for example, I've got this ZZ plant right here, this Zenzi or dwarf ZZ plant, and I've got bark in here, little bit of soil. I've got bark, perlite, and charcoal. And you can put other things in there too as well. And if you want to learn more about potting medium, comment and I can slap together a video for you. But really it's just, there's no strict recipe. I've got some pots here with just soil and a lot of perlite because that's what I had on hand at the time. But definitely, depending on what plant that you will be potting, chunky soil for like snake plants, for example, too, I tend to be happy with my watering. So the chunkier, the grittier, the more well-draining soil I have, the better off for me, just because sometimes I tend to overwater. All right, so the next thing is watering. I used to water my plants on a schedule. I used to think plants like to be watered, so let's water them every Tuesday, whether they are dry or not. I have killed so many plants just because I love them too much, and I ended up drowning them. So again, we'll go back to the ZZ. For me, for my environment, you have to take into account your environment that you have. I live in the Midwest. Right now, we're going into winter, so I'm really cutting back on watering my plants, and I don't water them on a schedule. This one here, I probably water every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks even in the wintertime. These plants here in particular, they have like a potato-like roots and thick, juicy roots. So they hold a lot of their water in their roots and in the plant itself and the leaves. So going back to that research, gotta research the kind of lighting, the soil type that you're gonna be putting your plant in, and then also how much watering your plant needs. This one here is the Audrey rubber plant. And they have more of a woody stem, so they don't need much watering often. So yeah, just doing a little bit of research on what type of plant you have, the requirements. Like I said, Pinterest and YouTube are great. I have a lot of plant gurus that I follow that I've learned so much from. What else? I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. You don't have to get every single plant that you see. Yeah, right before my birthday was when it just hit me out of the blue. Before my plant obsession, I had maybe 5 plants, and within 3 weeks time, I think I ended up with somewhere around 53 plants. It was ridiculous. I have no idea where it came from. I put it on, I think I'm just one of those people that needs to take care of something. So my kids were already grown, and I guess I just needed to take care of something. So plants it is. When you get too many plants, at least for me, you guys may be fine with 200 plants in your house, but I myself felt very overwhelmed, and I was having a hard time keeping up with my plants. And then also I found that I'm grabbing all these plants, and then a couple days later I'm like, why did I get this plant? I really don't like this plant very much. So really think about the plant that you're getting. Does it fit your personality? Does it fit the environment that you have? And yeah, you don't have to get everything. So back before my plant obsession, like I said, I had like 5 plants, and I think most of them were, I inherited them somehow. However, I did find, I was at our local grocery store, and this ponytail palm kept staring at me. I just thought it was so adorable. I love their foliage, how it just kind of cascades down. I did not do any research or anything, but it was only $15 at the time. Luckily, these are plants of steel, and you should probably put them in a more brighter area as far as lighting goes, but they are so forgiving. So I kind of lucked out with this one. That one's trying to get in my mouth. And so, yeah, this one, I think I even overwatered it because, back then I was in a schedule every week to water this plant. But it is so forgiving, and it's been about, I want to say about 6 years since I've had this, and I still love it. So right now, 15 months into my little plant parenthood, I'm really thinking about the kind of plants I really, really love, so that way I don't get overwhelmed again. And plants are supposed to bring you calm and peace, not stress, right? So yeah, and this year, my sister actually, I was so happy that she, for my birthday this year, she gave me a little baby ponytail plant. And even though, and these are not ponytail palm, these are not actually palms, by the way. They're more of a agave family, I think. I'm not a plant professional, so I don't know everything about plants, but I do know they are not a palm. They do hold a lot of water in their trunks, and they're a little kind of barky trunk. But yeah, a good lighting, not direct, but I will say that I've had this in a low light condition and it still lived, it still survived. And they are a very, very, very slow grower. Maybe, I want to say that when I got this one, it was about this size. So about 6 years I've had this. So just to show you, they are very slow growers, but it's okay. I don't mind. And I still love it. And I don't see myself getting rid of it. And these are very common. You can find this in a lot of places all the time. I kind of want to just skip the growing part and buy a really big one, but no, it's okay. No, I'm not going to buy a big one. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I thought that I should wear this shirt that a couple of my really good friends got me. It says, I'm a plantaholic on my road to recovery. Just kidding. I'm on my way to get more plants, which is pretty true. I'm actually on a plant diet right now. I told myself, no plants. You're not going to buy any more plants through the winter. We'll see how long that will last. Yeah, no promises. I keep my promises, but I'm not going to promise that one. All right, so my next video, I am currently air layering my Monstera albo. So maybe my next video, I'm thinking of showing you guys how to air layer. If you would like to subscribe and see how I do that, so that way you don't miss out on it, hit that subscribe button, like my video if you like it. If you didn't like it, then obviously don't like it. And then share also. Yeah, I think that is it. Do let me know if you have that plant. Let's go with a common plant because I could name off so many of the uncommon rare plants that I absolutely love, but I'd love to hear what your common favorite plant is that you have loved forever and ever. Mine would probably be the ponytail palm, also known as, I think, elephant's foot, and bottle tree. I don't know. Anyway, that is probably my favorite. I like to play with its leaves. I'm doing that right now. And I'm excited for this one to get a little bit bigger. But yeah, let me know what your favorite common plant is that's always gonna be in your plant collection. And hope to see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed these tips, just basic tips just to get you guys started in your plant journey. And until next time, ciao.